Alright, hey guys, it's Gstar321 here, and today, as you can see, we're playing a bit of Diablo 2, going back to the past, reliving some gaming goodness. Why am I playing this game in 2013? Well, I'm not really sure, but basically I've always had the Diablo 2 battle chest lying around here, okay, and it just keeps looking at me, you know, put this fucker in, put it in, and you know, the game came out in 2000, so it's 13 years old now. I first started playing it in about 2001, 2002 in high school. I was fucking addicted to this, literally, okay, I was addicted to this game. I had like a level 80 plus of every character class, except the assassin, okay, the assassin fucking sucks. But I was severely addicted to this game, okay. Took a lot of willpower to stop. I did stop, and yeah, just went cold turkey on this fuck up. But this is a really, really good game, okay. One of the greatest games ever made. And the reason I'm doing this video is because originally I actually wanted to show you guys, you know, a video of me killing every boss individually, okay. So I was going to make a video of me killing Andariel, then one of Juriel, then one of Mephisto, Diablo and Baal, okay, so 5 videos in total with my Necromancer class here. But I thought, fuck it, it's exactly the same strategy to kill every boss, okay. So in this video I'm just going to go ahead and just kill Baal, you know, talk about the hell difficulty in general, okay. We're playing on hell here, as you can see, version 1.13, the expansion. Game is called Ass Gravy, okay. Now, one of the other reasons I wanted to play this game, besides it being just fucking classic, you know, and going back to the past, was I played Diablo 3 and that was fucked, okay? You know what, it was actually enjoyable the first time, maybe the first couple of times. Then I got to hell difficulty, okay, I played the Witch... I love the summoning classes in these types of games, okay, so I played the Witch Doctor in Diablo 3, who was okay, but I don't know, he just didn't feel... You know, the Necromancer is a summoning class, the undead, you know, he raises the undead, zombies and skeletons and all that type of shit. The Witch Doctor tried to do the same thing, and I don't know, it was just a bit weird, you know. I would have preferred it if they just kept the Necromancer class in that game. I would have been much happier. But anyway, I played as the Witch Doctor, got through normal and nightmare difficulty, okay, in Diablo 3, made it to hell, alright. By the time I got to hell, I was still using a fucking cracked cap that I found in Act 1 in normal, and, you know, some broken... I mean, I'm exaggerating here a little bit, you know, but you know what I mean. I wasn't finding any items, it was just giving me the fucking shits, okay. And I was actually forced to use the auction house because I could not progress. And it wasn't because I sucked at the game, or, you know, I wasn't using the correct skills or spells, whatever. You know, I was using the best spells in the game. I even googled some shit on tips for playing as the Witch Doctor, you know. I thought that my gameplay style as him was awesome, and, you know, through normal and nightmare I didn't really have much of a problem, but it was when I got to hell, especially when you encounter those champion packs and they're immune to certain things, that was just fucking bullshit, okay. And yeah, I was forced to use the auction house, okay. I did not spend real money to buy an item, okay. I will refuse to do that. I'm completely anti spending real money to buy in-game shit. That's just bullshit, okay. You should be able to find it. That's what an RPG game is about, you know, finding shit, and you're like, that's fucking awesome, I found that, okay, it's mine. And then, you know, keep finding more and more stuff as you play on. But I bought myself a nice shield, I believe it was, maybe even a dagger or something for the Witch Doctor. Okay, I used in-game gold to buy the item, okay, so I had a lot of gold, maybe 1 million gold or something, and I spent maybe 800,000 gold to buy these items, maybe even the full million, I can't remember. But anyway, I bought the items, and that definitely helped, okay, that boosted all my skills up, gave me some more resistances and so on, okay, and I made my way to Act 5 Hell no problem, okay, and all thanks to those items. And once I reached Act 5 Hell, I thought to myself, you know what? What is the point of playing this game when all I need to do is purchase some items for my character and then I can complete Hell no problem? That's fucked, okay? I found one unique item my entire... I think I did 6 playthroughs maybe, okay? Because I also played as the wizard class. He was pretty cool, alright? So I played through the game maybe about 6 times, and only once through those 6 playthroughs I found a single unique item, okay? And that's just fucking bullshit. And you know what? It was shit. I remember it was actually... I was playing as the wizard class. I think it was nightmare difficulty. Alright, maybe Act 4, something like that, I can't remember. Killed a monster, dropped a unique item. Fuck, I was going crazy, okay, because I had not seen one for so long, okay. Picked that shit up, identified it, and it was actually a wizard's hat, okay, in gold writing. And I was the wizard class, so I was really, really excited. I identified it, and it was just fucking ass, okay. It just sucked, alright. And that was also the point that broke me, okay. I thought, you know, playing all this time to find a fucking unique item, and I get it, and it's shit, okay. It's worse than the magical cap I was wearing that I found in normal difficulty, okay. Now that tells me that's bullshit, okay. So that broke me as well, okay, and I stopped playing the game, and so I came back to this. Alright, Diablo 2. So, as I said, we're playing on Hell difficulty. You know, another reason I wanted to play this, I actually just wanted to finish the game. Playing through normal difficulty, Nightmare and Hell, okay, because back in 2001, 2002, when I went fucking crazy on this game, I could not solo it, okay. I needed the help of friends at the time to get me through, okay. I just sucked. So it was a bit of a challenge. You know, I wanted to make a little bit of a challenge for myself, you know, just get through the game solo from normal difficulty all the way through Hell, playing as my favourite class here, okay, the Necromancer. So, let's just talk about Hell difficulty for the moment. Alright, Hell difficulty is hard, okay. If I bring up my character's stats here, alright, this area here is absolutely the most important on Hell, okay. You need to get your resistances up. You need to... I'll just show my item window here, okay. I'll show you all the items in a minute, but basically you need to get this shit up, okay. Resistances, fire, cold, lightning, poison, especially lightning, okay. There were so many times I was... you know what, I actually didn't die too many times on Hell, maybe about 8 or 9 times. So not too bad actually, you know. I got through Hell relatively okay with the Necromancer, okay, Summoner class, that's what I'm playing as. So I did alright, but there are a few enemies which are a fucking nightmare, okay, and most notably I remember when I was going through Act 3, okay, in Hell, you find these floating ghost, transparent ghost type enemies. I think they're called the Glooms, okay, and they can shoot lightning, some of them. That shit killed me in one hit, okay, it was fucking bullshit. So that was a real struggle to get through that area in Hell, okay, Act 3, because there were just so many of those fuckers. It was just impossible. Alright, but that's why I stress, you know, you need to get your resistances up. Very, very important, okay? And what have I put my points into? Well, basically, a little bit into strength, okay, not too much. But the reason for that is so I can wear better armor and shit, okay? Such as this, as you can see, it says required strength 111. Alright, I've only got 126 strength. So, that's why I put points into strength as a Necromancer. That's probably the limit I'd go, okay? I don't really actually want to wear this piece of armor, but I found it. It's got a lot of defense. What else has it got? A bit of faster hit recovery. Damage reduced by 17. Magic damage reduced by 19. Can't be frozen. That's always good. Poison length reduced by 50%. That's really good because I've got fairly low poison resistance. Okay, only 33. an attacker takes damage of 20, that's just pointless as a Necromancer, okay? Because your minions will be doing all the attacking, you won't be running in there and hitting enemies with your wand, unless you're a fucking sadist, a masochist, okay? That's just bullshit. Alright, and yeah, so that's what I put how many points I put into strength, okay? I got about 126. It's boosted by, you know, it's in blue because it's boosted by a few items, so as you can see here, this ring, okay, gives me +2 strength, so if I take it off, you know, it'll go down to 124. Dexterity, I didn't put a single point into that, because like I said, you know, as a Necromancer class, you do not run in and attack the enemies, your minions do all the work for you, so that's just fucking pointless. Mana, energy, pretty much pumped all the rest of my skills into that, and vitality, okay, so to give me a bit more health. But even so, the health really isn't that much of a big deal, you know. Put some points into it, but I may have put I don't know, that might be too much, but see how you go, you know. It all depends, you know, on your items and stuff that can boost it. Regeneration items, you know, that increase your health regeneration and so on, so that's completely up to you, but energy is your main skill point as a Necromancer, okay? Alright, so that's taken care of. Let's have a look at what I'm using. So I've got this Rock Stopper Sallet unique item. Faster hit recovery, hands defense, 15 to vitality, okay? A lot of the items I'm wearing always give me resistances, okay? So as you can see, cold, lightning, fire, resistance, boost. That's basically why I'm wearing this, okay? Damage reduced by 10%, that's always good in case I do get hit by an enemy. Saracen's Chance Amulet, 10% chance to cast level 2 Iron Maiden when struck, okay, that's just fucking pointless as a Necromancer, because the Iron Maiden curse, when you cast it on an enemy, okay, if they hit you while they're under that curse, basically it'll return some damage to them. But like I said, as the Necromancer, you're not running into battle getting hit, okay? You're standing at a distance, letting your minions do all the work for you. But basically, I have this amulet because of 12 to all attributes and all resistances +16, okay? So that's awesome. And hang on, I'll have a look at, yeah, we'll look at my shield here. I found this in Hell in a Baal run game when they killed Baal. Actually, that's what I wanted to say. That's one of the things that shits me in this game that they fixed in Diablo 3. So dare I say it, there is actually one positive aspect to Diablo 3, and that is you have your own loot, okay? So if you're in a party game, okay, and you all kill a boss together, the loot that drops is unique to each person, okay? They see their own loot. No one can sort of run in and steal your items, so to speak, okay? Like they can in this game. So luckily I nabbed this before some other fucker did, okay? It would have pissed me off, because I actually saw it when we killed Baal and I saw Succubus Skull in gold writing. I was going fucking crazy, clicking like mental, okay, and I opened my inventory. Lucky I grabbed that, okay, because I would have went insane if some other fucker grabbed it, especially a different class, you know, like a Paladin or a Barbarian or something. That would have pissed me off even more. But luckily I grabbed it, and it's really good because +3 to Necromancer skill levels, okay, that's just awesome. Bit of faster run walk there, 15% chance, whatever, who cares about that. Defense, but there you go, all resistances +25, okay? Okay. These unique greaves that I'm wearing. As you can see, it's got +2 to Vigor, Paladin only, so they're sort of Paladin boots, but the only reason I'm wearing this is because of the all resistances +10, okay, so that's all I'm wearing it for. The rest I don't really give a shit about. Ring, bit of resistances, that's why I'm using this ring, okay, +5 to energy, that's always good. Bit of extra gold, that doesn't really matter though, who gives a shit about that. Okay, belt, lightning resist +14, that's why I'm using. So as you can see, you know, I'm not a fucking god at this game. I'm using just average mediocre items. Alright, I'm not insane at this game. I haven't spent fucking 6 years playing this to get every single unique item and crafted item and rune word happening, you know. Like I said, I just played through the game from normal through to hell, finished it, and admittedly I did quite a number of Baal runs just to get my level up, okay, make it a little bit easier, so by the time when I came to make this video it would go a little bit quicker. Alright, this ring I actually crafted, okay. You can craft your own items in this game by using the Herodric Cube. So to make this ring, I think I just put a unidentified magical ring in the Herodric Cube along with a perfect amethyst, or maybe it was a jewel. I can't remember. You can go on the website, it'll tell you all the fucking crafting recipes and shit, but you know, it gave me lightning resist, that was pretty good, and 5 to energy, so that's why I'm using it basically. Regenerate mana a bit faster, which is always good. Gloves. This is the only aspect that I'm not happy with on my Necro, okay? I'd really like some good good gloves, okay, for a Necromancer class. This is more for Paladin type class, okay? As you can see, increased attack speed, damage to demons and so on, alright, but the only good thing is the fire resist plus 50%, okay, so I'm at max fire resist, okay, which you can tell it's max when it goes into gold, okay, so 75 there. So that's really the only reason I'm wearing these gloves, okay. I would like to find some better gloves, but that's all I found at this point, alright. And this wand, I actually created this myself using the rune word, okay. I put in 2 runes, Dole and Eo, to create white, okay. There's a lot of good rune words for the Necromancer class, you can look at that on the website, but this one is a pretty good one. I think I made this really early on in the game, okay. Maybe early on in Nightmare, Act 2 of Nightmare, I'm just guessing, okay, and I've pretty much used this throughout the whole game, you know, throughout the rest of Nightmare and Hell. It served me pretty well. So as you can see, +3 to poison and bone skills, Necromancer. That would have been even better if it said +3 to summoning skills, which is what I am, the summoning class, but if you're a poison and bone necro, that's even better. Faster cast rate, which is good, so when you cast your curses and shit, it goes a bit faster. Bone spear, which is good because I do use that. Skeleton mastery, that is absolutely imperative as a summoner class, so that is awesome. +3 to bone armor, that's okay because I use that. 10 to hit cause, whatever. 10 to vitality, 13 to mana. Magic damage reduced by 4, blah blah blah. Okay, the rest is pretty ass gravy, okay. So yeah, that's what I'm using, and I got a lot of these charms here, okay. Fire resist, poison resist, cold resist, so mainly all of them are just resistances, okay. I think that's what all of them are basically. They all, oh, that one's a bit of extra magic, fine, just to find some better shit. But yeah, the rest of them are just all to increase my resistances, you know. So as you can see, pretty much all the items I'm wearing give me some resistances. And look, I don't even have full resistances, and I have a fucking shitload of items that boost that, okay. So that's just fucked. You've really got to get this shit up, okay, especially lightning and poison. If you have that really low, poison can really fuck you up, okay. It just drains your health. It's pretty bad. Alright, and these items are just shit I found when I was doing some Baal runs and so on. I just kept it. Alright, my inventory, my stash is completely full of runes. Okay, I found this unique jewel which is pretty cool, but unfortunately not too good for a necro, probably more for Paladin or Barbarian, you know, some melee type class that wants to do poison damage or so on. Or it might be good as a poison necro, you know, if you want to use poison nova or whatever. But yeah, the rest is just basically runes, okay. A couple more unique items I found. Alright, so I also have a mercenary. Alright, there he is there, okay, the Act 2 mercenary. These are really the only mercenaries I'd recommend you hire. Okay, the rest are fucking shit. Alright. You can equip him with some items. So what have I got? He's got the Nightwing's Veil Spied Helm. 2 to all skills. 8 to cold skill. Dexterity, cold absorb. So basically a lot of defense there. Okay. And it's ethereal, cannot be repaired. But that doesn't matter, you know. Mercenaries, when you give them items, the durability doesn't decrease at all, okay, even if it's ethereal. So that's awesome, okay. This bit of armor here, the only reason I'm giving that to him is because it's insane defense. Okay, 1321. And I found this really nice axe, ogre axe, unique, okay. Does a hell of a lot of damage, very fast attack speed. 50% chance to cast level 16 Bone Spear on striking, that's pretty cool. And I've put 2 Shale Runes in it, okay, it had 2 sockets. The reason I put the Shale Runes is because they give you, I think it was 35% increased attack speed on each of the runes, so that's why I've got 70% increased attack speed there. So, you know, on top of the very fast attack speed, he attacks really, really fast, okay, and kills enemies quicker. Enhanced damage, prevent monster heal, corpse explosion. He's never used that. I don't think they can use those types of charges, okay? But yeah, so that's the Act 2 mercenary. There's quite a few. Basically, the Act 2 mercenaries have auras, which is like what the paladin uses. I'll go ahead and show you. My one has the Defiance aura, which boosts his defense. So at the moment, he's got 3,311. Let's just go kill something, because I want to show what his defense goes up to when his aura is active. Look how fast he attacks, okay, it's crazy. Okay, he still hasn't activated his aura yet. Activate it, you fucker. I want to see how much defense you get. There we go. So it goes straight up to almost 12,000, okay, that's fucking insane. And you know, not only he gets that defense, auras are great because as you can see, the skeletons and myself also have that aura, okay, so that's why I chose the Defiance aura to boost defense of not only my Merc but myself. Okay, I've got 7,500 defense, but also from, you know, me and my minions, alright? It was a toss-up between that or Holy Freeze. Holy Freeze is a really nice aura you can get from the Nightmare Mercenary. Alright, so it was a bit of a toss-up between Defiance or Holy Freeze. Why Holy Freeze? Well, that basically almost stops. Its enemies cannot avoid that, okay? Cold Resistance does nothing. Holy Freeze is fucking awesome because it will freeze every single enemy that you encounter, regardless of whether they have a resistance to cold or whatever, okay? It's just fucking good stuff. It slows them significantly, okay? And as a summoner necro, I'm all about slowing my enemies. So let's have a look at my skills. Alright, this is my skill tree. Actually, I'll talk about the skills I'm using at the moment, okay? I got Bone Armor here, which absorbs damage, okay? Not much, only 140, but it has saved me in the past from a significant blow from an enemy that's almost killed me, okay? If I didn't have Bone Armor happening, I probably would have been killed outright, so that saved me a couple times. Second spell I'm using is the Decrepify curse. That's the only curse I use. Alright, so as you can see, down here, Decrepify, you have to put points into these ones before you can unlock this, okay? So naturally I had to put 1, 2, 3 points in, and then one more to get Decrepify, okay? So basically it just slows the enemies, weakens them a bit, and they take amp damage, which is basically this curse here, alright? I'm not sure how much amplified damage they do take, it doesn't specify, but if you use this, they take an extra 100% damage, okay? So that's another really popular curse you can use as a Necromancer, okay? But I'm all about slowing the enemies down significantly, so I use Decrepify, that slows them a lot. Alright, that's why also it was hard for me to decide on my Mercenary's aura, okay, Holy Freeze, since that really slows the enemies significantly. You know, you can imagine how slow they'd be if they're frozen with Holy Freeze and then to cast Decrepify on them. They'd almost be standing completely still, statue, okay? But I chose Defiance, so that's okay, alright? Poison and Bone, I've got a few points here in Bone Armor, okay, got that up a little bit. And why have I put points into Bone Wall and Bone Prison, you ask? Well, as you can see at the bottom there, it gives a little bit of a bonus to Bone Armor, alright, 8% life per level. This one gives 10% life per level, so that's, I just put 1 point into that, okay, but because of the items I'm using, it's being boosted, so, you know, get a few little bonuses there. 1 point in Corpse Explosion is a fucking great spell if you just want to kill shit quick, okay. Basically, when you kill an enemy and they die, you can explode their corpse, which does a lot of splash damage, and it's fucking powerful, even at level 1. You know, even level 1, that's all you need. It's so powerful, you do not need to put many points into this at all. I've only put 1 point in, but like I said, due to the items I'm wearing, it's being boosted up to level 7 there, okay? So that does a lot of damage. I don't rely on this though, okay? But occasionally if I'm getting the shits with my skeletons taking too long to kill an enemy or my Merc taking too long, I'll just, you know, use Corpse Explosion and make the process go a little bit quicker. And Bone Spear, I've actually put a couple points into this. I don't really rely on this spell, but you know, like I said, I'm the summoner class, so all my minions are doing everything. So, you know, if there's an enemy there, all I'm doing is just standing here doing nothing, basically. Just casting the Decrepify Curse occasionally and just staring. So I figured I want to get a fucking spell that I can sort of just help out my minions with, so I chose Bone Spear because the good thing is it passes through enemies, okay? It was a toss-up between that or Poison Nova. I don't know, Poison Nova I'm not really a fan of. You know, it only does damage over 2 seconds, which is just fucking shit, okay? But a lot of Necros like using that. But yeah, I just chose Bone Spear, okay? Because, you know, every class you play as on Hell has areas they fucking hate going to, okay? As the Summoner Necro class, you really hate being in tight, confined corridors where your minions get stuck, okay? So the most horrific areas for me to navigate as the Summoner Necro was Act 2, the Maggot's Lair, and the Arcane Sanctuary. That shit was fucking fucked, okay? Because when you go through the Maggot Lair in Act 2, okay, I think it was in Far Oasis, okay, you find the Maggot Lair. It's just fucking bullshit, okay? The corridors are so narrow, only one minion can basically fit through, and the rest get stuck behind. You know, so you'll be fighting one of these death beetles there, for example, and you know, you'll have one skeleton at the front just hitting it, doing virtually no damage, and all the other minions are just standing behind doing nothing because they can't pass, you know, they're fucking stuck. So that area is really bad to go through as a Necro, okay? The best areas are open spaces like here, okay? As you can see, my minions are just going crazy, my Merc's going crazy, just killing shit, alright? So this is where you want to be as the Necro, open spaces, alright? There is a rune word from memory, it's called Enigma, okay? And I think it's Jar, Ith, Bur. Yeah, that's right. It's Jar rune, Ith rune, and Bur rune in that order. Okay, you put it in 3-socket armor. Alright, so it's an armor rune word. And what it will do is it'll give you +1 to teleport. That is, a lot of high level Necros use that, okay, because when you teleport, all your minions are teleported with you, okay? So that would really help out for those tight fucking corridor areas where you can't move because you're stuck because there's an enemy there and your skeleton's in the way, alright? You could just teleport through that shit and carry all your minions with you, okay? So if you've, you know, got a Jar rune and a Bur rune and an Ith and you find some 3-socket armor, make that rune word Enigma, it's called. Fucking good stuff. I have not found a jar rune or burr rune at all. So that is just fantasy for me, okay? That's probably never ever going to happen.